is currently like a storm raging on outside my window, so I do apologize if you can hear any background noise of the wind. It is raining for like the first time in a few weeks, so it is pretty bad, but nevertheless, I am here making a video, my first ever video on this channel, and what better way to do that than doing an All My Dolls video. I've always wanted to do one of these as like when I was younger, and now my collection has grown quite a bit in the past year. I've got a grown-up job, I've got a big girl grown-up job, and I can finally afford to get all my dreamies I've been wanting for since I was little. And I don't know, I just really want to share who I've got. So I've been collecting since I was about 11. So it's been like well over 10 years of collection, and I just want to say that I've worked very hard for this collection, so I'm no way like trying to brag or show off what I've got. And living in the UK, it's quite hard to get dolls, especially like a few years ago it was very hard to get anything, so I am quite proud of who I've got and who I've acquired. I hope you enjoy this video. Oh my god. Like I said, it's my first video, so let me know what you think. And if you've got any of these dolls in your collection, how you acquired them. This is going to be kind of a different type of video. I hope you don't mind me rambling on about anything. Like I said, I've been wanting to make this for a while, and all these dolls have a very special place in my heart. So I hope you enjoy. Here we have a doll that I actually no longer have anymore. She is a number 22. I can't remember if it's like a My American Girl or if it's a Truly Me. It's one of the two. I don't even remember anymore. They change it. I swear they change it so much. Well, she was my first one, and I got her when for my 11th birthday. Poor girlie, she is no longer with us. I sold her when I was saving up for one of my other ones, which I'll show you in a minute. I believe I called her Rosie. And I bonded with her, but not really. Her wig is quite short, and I think in hindsight I should have got a number 27 instead. So number 22, Rosie, as she was once called. Her hair, it was quite thin and quite curly at the ends, so it was quite hard to do any hairstyles with it. And back then, that's all I really loved doing, was doing the hair and dressing them up, and it was quite hard to do when her hair was quite short. But I'll never forget waking up on my birthday and opening her up, and I remember watching so many YouTube videos on people opening American Girl dolls and unboxing them for the first time. I'd literally studied it. I just did it without any thought. It was just such a surreal experience. I think growing up away from America, and this was the height of AGTube, early 2010s. We had Basil Mentos, 5 Doll Stars, people like that making content. So I'd been so engrossed in American Girl dolls. So finally being able to open one and having one in my hands, because there's no store in the UK. I'd never been able to see one in real life before. It was such a core memory moment, and I'll never forget it. Even though she is no longer with us, she provided us very good memories. R.I.P. Rosie. Although you aren't very missed, you have left a legacy. So getting on to my actual collection, first off we have Isabel, who I got in Christmas of 2014. I don't know if I forgot to say, but with the other doll, my first one, I also got her in 2014. So those two are the only ones my parents actually brought me. Isabel here I got her for Christmas, on Christmas Day. I think there must be a photo somewhere I have of her on Christmas Day opening her up, but I can't be bothered to go downstairs onto the main computer and fish that out, because that too is deep in the archives and I can't. I'm tired, I just got back off work. So when I first got into American Girl, McKenna was the Girl of the Year for 2012. And she's the one who really got me into AG, but at that time I didn't know where to get American Girl dolls in the UK, so I never got the opportunity to get her. That, and plus my parents were like, no, you're not getting that. Like, they are so expensive. That will be like your only Christmas, like your only present we'll give you, because they're so much money. And being so young, getting one present for my birthday didn't sound that appealing, so I didn't get her, but I always wanted her. And so when the opportunity came around that I can actually get a doll, an American Girl doll, I chose to get Isabel Girl of the Year, because she sort of was like the closest looking thing to McKenna at the time. And I mean, I liked her story. I used to watch all the movies and I liked her movie, so she just seemed like the right one to get. Also, probably like one of the most deciding factors was the fact that she came with them pink hair extensions. I still have them. They're in my doll at the moment because I don't really take them out. They're just kind of a part of her. Although they aren't as like, they're quite awkward really to get in and out, and you can't really style her hair in them. I keep them in anyway just because they won't get lost. However, Corinne really, like, that's how they should have done it. They should have done it like Corinne. You know, they should have gone full out hair extensions, or no hair extension. Like, don't faff around with the half in, half out. Like, you can take them out if you want those hair extensions. Like, no. Like, no. Like, they just are such a faff, and they're just so bulky. I think really Isabel is a doll that gets slept on quite a lot. She is very pretty. I know people say she's quite boring. I mean, admittedly, she is another blonde-haired doll with a classic mould. I mean, fair enough, but she is very pretty and I love her so much. My next doll I got was Aria. I think I got her in 2015. I saved up my own money for her. I was getting like £5 for pocket money for doing like chores around the house. Chores around the house, and I mean just doing things that my parents asked me to do. So I got £5 a week, and I used to do dog walking. I used to walk my neighbour's massive dog. This dog, no joke, was literally nearly as big as me. I used to get people stopping me in the street being like, oh, that dog is walking you, ha ha ha. I used to get £2 for doing dog walks, so hence why I ended up selling my number 22, Rosie, because it took so long to save up. And I mean, I've got ADHD, I'm really impatient, and I just couldn't wait, so I sold her and I went down to 2 dolls again. I forgot to say, so Aria is actually a number 61, and she came in the pink Truly Me outfit with the boots and the skirt and the little pink top, and at this point I had 2 of those outfits, and I remember like being not annoyed, but I had 2 of these outfits and I didn't have many other clothes, so for a while a lot of my dolls kind of just alternated in the same meat outfit for ages until I was able to get some more clothes. This is my Caroline Abbott doll. I got her soon after Aria, I think. It was later on in 2015 I got her. And again, I was doing the dog walks, I was doing pocket money, so she took forever to save up as well. And in the UK, we have this website called My Doll Boutique. Back in the day, when you got a historical doll, you had to get the accessories as well. So she was a lot of money because you had to get both the doll and the accessories. And I think that came up to like £180. And that is a lot of money as an 11-year-old to save up for. So she took a while. However, I think one of the main reasons I got her was because she was retiring that year. She is a Be Forever doll. However, she didn't come with any new Be Forever outfit, and I think that was because they were retiring her. So I think as well that is probably why I got her in like quick succession to Aria, was because she was no longer going to be available, and I'd wanted her so badly. I think her eyes are so pretty. And I must say, for 11-year-old me, taking care of her hair, it is still in very good shape today. I mean, her hair is quite dry, but I think that was just because she's quite old, and a quick hair wash with some conditioner will, like, make it good as new again. Yeah, no, her hair is in very good condition. I don't know if it's just my Caroline doll though, but her hair at the back, it's got quite, like, it's like some short hairs near the base of the wig. I don't know if that's just because her wig's a bit dodgy or whether all Carolines are like that. I tend to keep my dolls the same name as they come as. Just my memory is so bad, so I probably wouldn't really remember if I were to rename them anyway. I remember when I was like a lot younger, I had loads of Build-A-Bears and I would always forget their names. I never stuck to any names because I just forgot all the time. I don't know how I've remembered all my Truly Me dolls' names. I don't know how I know that, because like I said, I forget them so quickly. But yeah, all my dolls, unless they don't come with a name, they are with, they're stuck with the original names. Around this time, I took a bit of a break from AG. All my dolls in general, I kind of took a break from them all. I got bullied in secondary school. People found out that I liked dolls. Some of my friends, who I actually used to collect dolls with, would make up like rumours and stuff, and I got quite badly bullied, so I just hid my hobby. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time to speak. Oh my god. But anyway, I hid my hobby, and it's only until recently have I really started to be open about it. I mean, people who just come in my room, my dolls are on display, and I don't really hide the fact that I like collecting anymore. However, from around this time until I guess now, I've kind of just keeping it all hidden. And I don't really tell people about my dolls. I feel like it's such a personal thing to me. I don't really like to share, but that is all changing now. 2018, I got Samantha Parkington. I think there was like a rumour she was going to be retiring, so I was like, no, I gotta snatch her up. I don't want to be missing out, because I really wanted her really badly. A few years prior, I was going to get her. There was a cheap one on eBay, but a Smith's Toys Superstore had opened up nearby me, and they were selling Our Generation dolls, which I had never seen anywhere, and I was so deprived of like anything American Girl. I went in there and I was like, oh my god, 18-inch dolls, and I brought an Our Generation doll, who I actually got rid of shortly after, so I definitely shouldn't have brought her, and I should have gotten Samantha instead. But anyway, I've got this Samantha instead, and she's the Be Forever Samantha. When they first brought her out, I was like so over the moon, because like I said, I'd really wanted her, but she had been retired. Like, I know her outfit isn't historically accurate at all, but I do kind of prefer it over the like original historical meat outfit. I think just like the pinky girly kind of look of it all, it really suits my Caroline doll as well, because I dress her up really girly, and I think the pieces are just so versatile. And she came with little socks as well, and back then I didn't have much clothes and stuff still, so it's just like I found her like outfit quite versatile for like mixing and matching with other dolls. I kind of look back and it was like a weird time for me to get a doll. 2018, I was on like a bit of a hiatus, and I think I kept Samantha out for a few months, and I put her back away again. So it was just like, I don't know why I got her. It's like, I think I had a little fixation on AG at the time, and I was like, I need to get Samantha. But again, I saved up for her with my own money, and I think I was 15 at the time as well. In 2019, I got Kanani. She was always such a dream doll for me to get. I think like with most people, she is a dream doll. She is so pretty. I remember being introduced to her by Basil Mentos and her doll Eva, and Basil Mentos was like one of the first AG YouTubers I watched, and she like really got me hooked into loving AG as much as I do. Kanani has got such a unique face mold. I absolutely love the Jess mold. That coupled with her long hair and her skin tone, she is so beautiful. And I remember opening her and thinking like, this is such like a dream. I feel like I'm like living in a dream, like this can't be real. And I remember just sitting her at my desk while I was like playing Sims, and I would just stare at her because she's so pretty, and I just couldn't believe I owned her. So Kanani was the first doll I got off of eBay. I got her shipped over from America, and it wasn't actually that much money in total. I think it was like £120, which is actually really good for a Kanani doll as well. 120 in total, like that's including shipping, that's including tax, like everything. That is such a good price. I think really around this time eBay really started popping off the secondhand market, especially in the UK. Prior to that, like there really wasn't anything on there. It was so hard to find dolls like in the UK. Of course, there was always the option of getting stuff imported over from America, but most of the time it is so much money. Later on I'll show you another doll that I have, and even though she was so cheap, just importing her alone was probably the majority of the cost. So it's just ridiculous sometimes. And although I love my doll boutique, they have supplied me with a lot of my dolls, especially in the early days. Some of their prices can be quite high, and if you're like me and don't have a lot of money, it is quite difficult to kind of justify the price when you could be getting something else for a lot cheaper. All in all, finding Kanani in such great condition, and she came with her box as well, full meat outfit, it was just such a good price. So sometimes you can get away with good deals from America, but it is quite rare that you do. But yeah, I'm just so happy that I own her, and I'm so blessed that I have her in my collection. So a short time later, my mum actually comes to me and says that she's going to America with her friend. They stayed in San Francisco, but like, I don't know, that didn't matter. The fact that they were going to America, I was like, oh my god, they can get me an American Girl doll. And for once I could actually go on the website and be like, I want this one. Because usually my doll boutique or eBay or any other, like, I don't know, I don't think there is any other websites really that sell dolls in the UK, but you know, you get what's on there. They don't really have that much of a selection, so you're kind of just like picking from a very small pool. But I was actually able to go on the website and look at all the dolls that they had on there, and I just had like free range to pick, you know, whichever one I wanted. And it was such a weird experience because for years and years and years, like I've just like, you go on the AG website and you're kind of just looking at it like longingly, and you're like, yeah, no, I'll never be able to get any of this because I won't be able to find it. But no, finally I was like, I would like this one, and I made sure to get a doll that I wouldn't be able to get back here in the UK, so I picked number 68. I think she was like a new release at the time, so this was like still 2019, or was it? No, I think it was actually early 2020, so this was before COVID, which is a bit weird thinking about it. It was before COVID. They went to San Francisco, and she brought me back a doll which I still had to pay for, but that's besides the point. She brought me back a doll all the way from San Francisco. So my number 68, I've named her Stella, and she will always have like a special place in my heart because she came straight from America with my mum. Finally, in 2020, I managed to get a McKenna doll after years and years and years of like longing and dreaming about getting a McKenna doll. I finally was able to get her. So this was during lockdown, which I think like on its own, it feels quite like special to get a doll during this time while we were all going like crazy at home. I got back into American Girl dolls, and I was like, this is the time. I need to get a McKenna doll. Like I said, eBay was finally picking up and a lot more secondhand dolls were on the market, and I finally was able to get my hands on a McKenna. So she was like £40. She didn't come in her meat stuff. I think the only thing she had was like her original underwear, and everything else she just didn't have. She came in like this weird dress. It was like a baby doll dress, I think. And I didn't realise until I started taking photos of her. Her eyes are actually kind of wonky and her lip paint is sort of missing. And I'd never noticed that before until a few weeks ago when I decided to take these photos for the video. I'm not really too fussed about things like wonky eyes or, I don't know, just any defects within the doll, kind of because I can't really be picky about it. Like, I am very limited in what I can get and where I can get it from, so I've never been too anal about anything like that. However, I do understand that, like, why people are. You're paying over £100 in many cases for these dolls. You want to get like the best quality you can. Well, over $100 really, not pounds, but for such a high price point, they really are luxury products, so you can understand why people would be like that. So I really was on a hunt to try find McKenna's meat outfit at this point because I didn't own it, and it was like one of those iconic things I really fantasized getting, and I really wanted it to try and complete her as a girl of the year. I think even now I am still trying to find pieces of her collection that I really wanted as a child. I feel like McKenna for me is really one of those dolls that are quite like healing your inner child, just because I wanted her so badly, and she really is the doll that introduced me into the world of AG. One of the first video I ever saw of an American Girl doll was of someone unboxing McKenna's collection, her whole collection, and for the life of me I've tried to find this video, but I can't find it. I think it's been deleted, which is quite sad. But I remember them like unboxing the shoes. I think it was to her track outfit, and I remember seeing these shoes. I was just in awe over how realistic they sort of looked, and I'd never seen a doll, like an 18-inch doll. I was just so fascinated by how big they were and how you could just, I don't know, they were just so, I'd just never seen anything like it before. In the middle of 2021, I finally got a job that paid over minimum wage. Previously I did have another job, but it was more of a cash in hand after school type job. However, I finally managed to get a proper one. Well, not really a proper one, but proper money. And I always wanted to get Joss. So with my first wage slip of that job, I brought Joss with it. She was the girl of 2020, and I felt like that was quite a monumentous year. Besides COVID and all that, just like the year in itself, going into a new decade, it felt right that I should get Joss. That, and she's also got a hearing impairment, and I thought it was so progressive of American Girl to include a doll that represents people with hearing impairments, and I really wanted to get her to support that, and to also, it just diversifies my collection quite a lot. I like diversifying my collection. I don't know if you kind of noticed, but the first few dolls I got were white and blonde hair, and I usually tend to gravitate towards that quite often. I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that that was how I used to look when I was younger, so I think by that logic it was probably natural that I gravitated towards, I don't know, figures that kind of looked like me and represented what I look like. However, nowadays I don't look like that anymore, and there's just a load more dolls that are a lot more interesting. I think there is such amazement in diversity, and so many dolls who celebrate diversity are so beautiful, and I think they teach us a lot as well, and they teach a new generation of tolerance and acceptance, and I think that's such a beautiful thing. And I felt like Joss for me was really the start of going on a journey of rethinking how I collect. At first I didn't really bond too well with Joss because her hair is layered. It is quite hard to do anything with her. And at the time I wasn't really displaying my collection, so I kind of didn't have anywhere to put her, so she kind of just sat at the end of my bed for a while until I managed to get an area that I can display my dolls in. However, taking her out and redressing my dolls and redoing their hair and kind of just giving them a bit more love, I really fell in love with her. I think she's so beautiful, and the picture I took of her, which you're looking at now, she's just so cute. Look at her. I think also what's special with Joss is that it was the first year American Girl started putting out those stop motions of the story instead of the film that they used to do. Joss was the first one who had like a stop motion retelling of her story. When I got back into a bit of a fixation with American Girl, I sat down with my little brother and we used to watch them together, and it was so sweet. So now every time I think of Joss and her collection, I think of me and my brother literally sitting down to watch these episodes. And he was quite young at the time, so he would come up to me and he'd be like, can we watch another episode together? So you thought my little, I don't know, fixation with McKenna was bad. Molly was even worse. After McKenna retired and I realised I wasn't going to be getting her, I found Molly instead. And I think what I really used to like about her was the fact that she came with glasses. I don't know why, I just was like really obsessed with the fact that she came with glasses. I was so obsessed with Molly to the point where my Sims 3 store account was literally called Molly AG Doll, and my parents bring Molly AG Doll up. I had this whole plan of going to America, buying Molly, buying her table and chairs and all these Truly Me outfits as well. I just was so obsessed with her. I remember back in the day, again, there was this one episode of Bratayley, and I think it was like their grandma or someone brought both Hayley and Annie, is that her name? They've got brought Sage and Molly, and I used to rewatch that episode all the time, thinking about what it would be like to open those dolls. Like, I was such a weird kid. Like, what was I doing on the internet at that age watching Bratayley? Like, what was I doing? But also, like, those were the days at the same time. I remember it being summer, just watching American Girl YouTube all day long. Like, life just didn't get any better than that. But cut back to present time, I got Molly here this year, actually. I think it was the beginning of the year. I saw a listing for her on eBay for, how much was she? I think she was £80. However, I put in an offer at 70 and it got accepted. So she came with her original meet outfit and her Christmas outfit, which Caroline was actually wearing in that photo I showed you guys. It had been a lifelong dream to own a Molly as well as a McKenna. I think she actually retired a few months before I got my first American Girl doll, because Molly was my first pick. However, she retired the year, I think it was the year I got my first American Girl doll, and I was so devastated because she was all that I wanted. However, I own her now and I'm very pleased with her. The only issue I have was that when I got her hair was very frizzy, so I had to do a boil wash, and in the process her bangs or her fringe got, I don't know, they just got really messed up, and I have a love-hate relationship with them at the moment because they go all over the place and like strands of hair are not in the right place and it takes forever to get them to smooth down. But at the moment I think I've sort of cracked it. I absolutely love Willa here. She is a number 58 and I got her imported all the way from America. So she was in really, really bad condition, like really bad condition. I'll try find some before and after pictures, but I'm actually quite proud of myself the way I've managed to fix her up, because she was really nasty. Like, I never really felt dull hair, but you feel it and you just go like, ew, this is really gross. I've never felt dull hair and been like, that is disgusting. But her curls were messed up. Yeah, she had frizzy hair. Obviously someone had tried to brush her hair, which, if you don't know, do not brush curly hair unless it's someone like Caroline who you are fixing up, recurling her hair. like anything tighter than that, you do not want to be brushing it. But obviously someone had, and it was a mess, an absolute mess. I didn't really know I wanted a number 58 before I saw Irish Dollies and her doll Willow. I kind of got the name Willa from Willow. Because I just kind of look at her and I think like she needs a name beginning with a W, and I drew inspiration from Irish Dollies. I've never seen this doll for sale in the UK ever, so I knew I needed to get her shipped over from America because she was in such bad condition. She was actually $30. However, because of import fees and tax and conversion rates and everything, I ended up paying £80 for her, which I know is quite extortionate given the condition she was in. You never ever find number 58 in the UK, and I don't know, I kind of wanted the project of fixing her up, and I think it kind of makes her a bit more special, the fact that I have gone through such a tedious process of restoring her hair and everything. I think the only other 58 I saw in the UK had perma panties. I mean, I like my dolls having underwear, but permanent underwear like that is just not for me. So I am happy with her. I'm really happy with her, even though I do think I did pay too much for her. I know I paid too much for her. I'm happy with her, and I think that's all that really matters. Yeah, no, you're not seeing double. I do actually own another McKenna. I actually sound like some kind of McKenna obsessionist. Like, why have I got two? Nobody needs two McKenna dolls, especially not me. However, on Facebook Marketplace, I saw this girl for a really good price, and she came with loads and loads of clothes, plus McKenna's pajamas. And I was like, I'll probably sell her. I'll probably sell the doll. Oh, and the most important thing, I can't forget, she came in her meat outfit. I had been struggling to find McKenna's meat outfit for so long. It'd been a couple years and I'd not found anything. So when I found this doll on Facebook Marketplace for, I think she was £90 in total, and she came with a meat outfit, her pajamas and a bunch of other clothes, I thought that was a really good price and I can't pass her up. Weirdly enough, I kind of noticed this again while I was taking photos of them all, but she also has kind of wonky eyes and missing lip paint, so I'm not sure what's going on there. I have two McKenna dolls and both of them have wonky eyes and missing lip paint. It's a bit weird. I think I'll be keeping this McKenna though, just because in my little headcanon, her and my other McKenna, I've kind of just made them like twins. So I'm still deciding on a name for her because obviously I can't name both of them McKenna. I need some sort of differentiation. But I think I'm going to go with Mackenzie. I'm not settled on it yet. I definitely want it to be another M, but I'm not so sure at the moment. So my most recent addition to my collection is number 38. I found her on eBay again for quite a good price. I think she was £65, which is really good considering she's a 38 and I've heard she's actually quite hard to find. I wasn't planning on getting her, but when I saw the listing on eBay, I was like, just felt this sense that I just had to get her, and not in an impulsive way, which it probably was, but more of I feel like she is the right addition to my collection. I've named her Edith. She just gives me very much Downton Abbey. Like, I don't know why, she just gives Downton Abbey energy. She looks like she'd be like scrubbing floors or something. She looks like she'll be like drawing baths for the ladies upstairs. She looks like she stays warm by the fire and then goes upstairs and cries herself to sleep. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm tired. I'm going insane. But that's what she looks like. I apologize. This is actually a very long video. But I didn't realise I had so much to say about these dolls. But as I said in the beginning, I've been through a lot with them and I just have so much to say. Everyone I get is very special to me, and I mean, I think living in the UK kind of helps keep my hobby alive. The fact that it is quite hard to get the dolls, and you know, the fact that they are quite expensive, so you have to make sure to save and plan when you're getting them. I think that's what helps make them so special to me. I am by no means done with collecting. I have a few that I have got on my wish list. I have a little wish list and I plan them out, which ones I'm getting at which time. I usually get one. At the moment, I've been getting one every few months, and this past year my collection has grown so much. And now in the mail, I've actually got two coming in the mail, although one will take a bit longer because it's coming from America. And I hope and I plan on making videos about them both, so I hope you stay tuned and poised for the next installation of this channel. American Girl dolls aren't the only dolls I collect. I also collect Rainbow High and Bratz dolls and really anything that gives me like nostalgia from my childhood as well, so I do plan on making videos about those as well in the future. I've got one I'm currently restoring at the moment, so hopefully I can make a video on her. I didn't realise this video was so long, but I kind of like sit down talky videos. I watch quite a lot of them while I do my makeup in the morning, so hopefully this was entertaining to you all. As I get more confident on YouTube and stuff, hopefully my videos will get better as well. That's enough rambling for now, otherwise this video will definitely be over an hour long and I don't want to keep you guys any longer. So thank you so much for watching and hopefully you have a good rest of the day.